Hey, what's up guys? This is Brian from Whisper Status 74, and this video is on Doom. Its history, where it is presently, and where it's going. And I want to pay a little tribute to it, as this is perhaps my favorite modern title and perhaps my favorite game franchise ever made. I thoroughly enjoyed the first two titles. I really enjoyed Doom 3, though it wasn't as popular as the rest of the titles. But this current version of Doom absolutely blew me away. From its optimization to its design to the speed, its simplicity, this was a tremendous title. And Doom Eternal is the game that I'm looking forward to more than any other. And I want to get a little bit of your feedback on where Doom is in your heart. If you're too young to really remember it, if you're an old fogey like me and it's close to your heart, and get into where you guys first encountered it. You know, are you somebody who's a little bit younger that heard about it later? Is Doom 3 your first? Did you hate Doom 3? Did you get into id Software with Rage? And that's kind of what we're going to talk about in this video. Doom Eternal, which is the next title, is my most anticipated title. It's the game I'm looking forward to more than any other. Simply because Doom being one of my favorite games of all time, the first three, when this soft reboot was announced, I had zero expectations. Even when I saw the excellent E3 demo, I was very skeptical and didn't have a lot of hopes. I bought it for the PC right at launch, which I seldomly do with PC games due to optimization and drivers, and the game was amazing from day one. No problems. I also is probably the most optimized or best optimized PC release I have ever played, made better by the Vulkan AP after, but initially I was able to run Doom in 4K with a GTX 980 at pretty high settings, which is pretty phenomenal considering what this game looks like in the design and the speed of it that you need to run it. Get distracted. Anyway, this is one of the few games that I've beaten several times that I can play over and over again and continue to enjoy. Playing the arcade mode to blow off steam or jumping back into the campaign, I'm always blown away by how clean and flawless the game is and how effortless the combat is. The revamped designs of the enemies, very impressed with it. Just the speed, the fluidity of the combat. Just very happy. Now, if there's one complaint, I wish it had more story. I did enjoy Doom 3's story. Then again, Doom 1 and 2 didn't have any story at all. Or Space Marine cliche. And then id Software dropped off the map after Rage. And very disappointing game. Which I actually still liked Rage, but was the opposite of the way Doom was before it. Quake, another amazing title, but Rage was their last title after Doom 3. And then they just kind of fell off the map. John Carmack went and did his game engines, and recently was involved in Oculus, I believe. And the rest of the group just kind of faded out. So the new team doing this game had a couple left over from id Software. There's an excellent documentary on it from the YouTube channel No Clip from Danny O'Dwyer, who was formerly of GameSpot. I'll actually put that in the description, as it's an excellent documentary on, I think, 4 parts. You get to see the makers of the current game and see how dedicated they are to the history as well as the future of this very special title. Now, a little bit about the history, at least from myself, was Doom was the game that every console person drooled over. I wasn't initially a PC person. I was your Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis type person, and for us, the masters of 2D side-scrollers, the first-person Doom was the untouchable game that none of us could ever have. I had it on the 32X, ill-fated 32X, which was a addition to the Sega Genesis, and this game was just the game that all of us wanted. I remember these backgrounds being amazing back then. It's so great to go back and play these titles and actually have fun with them by just playing them just again. They just have such charm to them that, I don't know, it's like going back home. My first time seeing it on PC was at my former job where the guys were running LAN parties way back then playing deathmatch. That's how far back these titles go. That was in the early 90s. Not sure the years right now, but going back and playing these games, how quick and just the movement of the titles are just incredible. So it's one of my favorite franchises of all time. I want to know where you first played it. I chased this game for many years, from 32X to Super Nintendo to the excellent N64 version, which was actually a little bit of a hybrid of Doom 1 and Doom 2, and actually had some sprites. Quake being the first game to actually let you raise the gun and look around, that was amazing too, with the particles involved in that title. But huge, look at the map back in the day. Oh my god. But a huge fan, and really love what they did with the new version. Really surprised that they were able to carry this mantle and do the game justice and actually improve upon it, considering that no one else was going to do that. Meaning that the prototype for Doom after or before these guys took advantage of it was going to be a Call of Duty type game where Doom happened on Earth and had Call of Duty type soldiers, and I am so happy that that did not happen. But going back and playing these games, if you get a chance to pick up the BFG edition of Doom, Doom 3, and Doom 2, it's definitely worth picking up and playing. You can also play mods of it all over PC. You can see a ton of them on YouTube. Doom 2 also improved upon everything, even though these guys aren't facing me. Definitely a better looking game. But this game also, Doom, I remember just hearing the growling behind a locked door. You know, it had that feeling of really being there, the immersion of 3D, though I think it wasn't 3D. They're actually 2D scaling sprites, and the technology was such trickery to get it going. I remember looking at these backgrounds and being like, wow, that's amazing. How much the graphics have changed over the years blows my mind. But Doom 2, excellent game. Super shotgun, I mean, just amazing to go back. Map's still the same. But how simple these levels were. Doom 3 is such a huge jump and was the graphics benchmark for years, but it wasn't loved by everyone. I certainly enjoyed it. To me, Doom 3 still looks amazing, and BioShock borrowed heavily from a lot of aspects of this title. It was a much smaller title in terms of the corridors and the light, and it just had it was like more of a survival horror game in comparison to the other titles. Rather change my weapons. Oh, there we go. This game still looks good today. More congested than later games, especially the new one, but the game still love it. Oh. Though I'm rusty, it still has that very haunting look to it. Tell me what your thoughts were on Doom 3. Were you happy with it? Did you end up playing Rage? There's your barrel. And are you excited for Doom Eternal? I played this game on Xbox 360, co-op. Here's a little snippet of Doom Eternal. Oh, gonna take a little second to get cleaned up. Hold on. Game looks phenomenal. And please let me know if you're looking forward to Doom Eternal and what your thoughts are on the Doom franchise overall. This gameplay's a little choppy off YouTube. I'll also put the No Clips documentary in the description. Check it out. Get to know the makers of the franchise. And let me know what you think in the comments. If you've enjoyed Doom, how much of it you've played. And I will talk to you guys soon. Doom is one of my favorites. I can't wait. Look forward to hearing you guys in the comments. Take care.